Well, hello friends, it's your favourite fresh air junkie, Nikki Hardy, and welcome to the Wildly Known Life podcast, a podcast for those of us who feel closest to God in nature and want to get outside so we can reconnect with who we're created to be, calm the heck down, and finally feel alive again. I'm an author, retreat leader, and pilgrimage guide who weaves stories, scripture, and science into simple, biblically based practices you can carry into the woods, your morning routine, or a regular Tuesday afternoon. Because no matter how fast and furious life is, or how on the edge of faith we feel, the goal isn't to escape life. It's to live the one we have more fully alive in God. Now, before we dive in today, I want to make sure you have the weekend of the 18th to the 20th of September on your calendar, as it's our first ever Wildly Known Life in-person retreat, where we're going to be hanging out with God in nature, having loads of fun and reconnecting with who we're created to be. So pop that weekend, the weekend of September the 18th through the 20th on your calendar and listen out for more info soon. If you're subscribed to the Wildly Known Life on Substack, you will be the first to know, and you will get early access to those limited spots on the retreat. If you're not subscribed, which means you won't be getting my emails, so if you do get my emails, you are subscribed, but the link to subscribe is in the show notes, so do make sure you don't miss out on that. Okay, let's dive in. Let's get wild. We're all familiar with the phrase doom scrolling, that compulsive, endless consumption of distressing and negative news that's fueled by our brain's negativity bias and our devices' optimized algorithms that keeps our nervous systems and stress hormones at DEFCON 1. And there's no shortage of distressing and negative news to fuel our feeds. To say life is a lot right now is an understatement of biblical proportions. You know this, I know this, and statistics tell us. But if we need more proof, research tells us that more than 60% of Americans describe the constant division and noise in society as a significant source of stress. And over 70% of workers report moderate to high burnout. No wonder 60 million of us received mental health treatment or counselling last year, with millennials making up the largest share of those seeking therapy at over 48%. While we navigate all this, we're also carrying aging parents who might live far away but need more help than ever before, or the confusing shifting demands of parenting grown kids, alongside marriages that feel different now. It's just the two of us at home. Many of us are navigating friendships that won't heal, hormones that won't balance, finances that rarely add up, and tender grief from losing friends or loved ones too soon. There are the diagnoses, the inboxes for overflowing with unread emails, group texts we just can't keep up with, and the increasing guilt that we should be practicing more self-care, hydrating better, optimizing our protein, strength training, and journaling to become our best selves. No wonder we're tired, anxious, and stressed. No wonder our souls can't be heard or keep up. No wonder so many of us have lost the skip in our step. But despite all this, life is disarmingly wonderful. It's gloriously hilarious, devastatingly awe-inspiring, and often surprisingly kind-hearted and shockingly generous. Amongst the heaviness, alongside the stories of division, anger, abuse, climate decline, political power-mongering, and threats of an AI superintelligence taking over, are the miracles of life and love continuing in spite of it all, or maybe because of it all. And if you're anything like me, you just need a little help seeing it. So, as the summer unfolds, I'm stepping away from the weekly work of creating the podcast to find my own summer rhythm while offering us a collective way to take 5 minutes to stop, to rest, to breathe and be with God so we can switch our doom scrolling to wonder scrolling, recalibrate our nervous systems, and remember who we're created to be. And to find hope, which is, as Parker J. Palmer says, hope is holding a creative tension between what is and what could and should be, each day doing something to narrow the distance between the two. So over the next few weeks, I'm bringing you Barefoot prayers, simple, down-to-earth, guided prayers to narrow that gap. They'll be inspired by creation, grounded in faith, and orientated towards what our souls need most. My hope is to offer just a small clearing in the dense forest of your week, a chance to step outside if you can, maybe enjoy the cool grass on your bare feet, to dig your toes into the sand, let the rock you're sitting on hold you steady, or to allow the dirt to stain your trousers and get under your nails, or to simply sit in your favourite armchair, keeping your potted plants company as you listen. It's a chance to slow down long enough to notice you are here. God is here. And awe, wonder, joy, delight, hope, and hilarity are still right here with us. And that may be all we need each day. Each episode will follow the same gentle rhythm. A breath, a theme, a prayer rooted in scripture I'll read twice through to give it space to settle in and for certain words and phrases to speak to you, and some gentle pauses for silence, waiting, and discernment. My prayer as I've been creating this series is that it not only gives us all some soul space this summer, but it refreshes us and sets us up to live what will inevitably a gloriously wild summer packed with the normal smorgasbord of human emotions, fully alive with God. And friends, the longest running study on human health that spanned over 80 years, the Harvard Study of Human Development, tells us the strongest predictor of how happy and how long we'll live isn't our fitness levels, our waist size, our step count, the amount of sleep we get, or whether our summer plans went up in smoke or not. It's the quality and depth of our relationships. Yep, being with our people. Why am I telling you this just as I settle into a new summer rhythm? Well, for two reasons. Firstly, it's an encouragement to tap into what might be the real happiness hack we all need more of. Calling a friend, playing a board game rather than watching a film for family night, not rushing off after dinner with co-workers, but hanging around to chat for a while, or popping in on a neighbour you haven't seen for a while, or maybe having a girls' night in where you all dance to ABBA and tell terrible jokes until your pelvic floors give out. And if you're a youngish adult who hasn't called you mum in a while, call your mum. You'll be her favourite child, I promise you. And trust me, you'll both live happier and healthier. You're welcome. But I'm also telling you how important relationships are, because this summer series is leading to some fun ways for us to get together as a community, both in person at our first ever Wildly Known Life retreat in September. That's September 18th through 20th. Pop it on your calendars. But also to be part of the Wildly Known Life community on Substack. And if you're not, you might like to be, and I'll leave a link in the show notes for you to join the gang. Because relationships are important, and it doesn't matter always whether they're in person or online. Even online relationships can add to our health and wellness and longevity. Okay, that's it for now, friends. We're going to end, as we always do, with a simple, embodied, repeatable practice or prayer to take into your day. And this week, I'm closing with the words of author, educator, and civil rights leader, Howard Thurman. After I've prayed our usual centering prayer, I'll read his words twice and invite you to make the second reading into a prayer you can carry into your day. And here, as we take time to be with God now, let's rest a moment in stillness, returning our wandering minds to his presence and responding with openness. All around us, worlds are dying and new worlds are being born. All around us, life is dying and life is being born. The fruit ripens on the tree. The roots are silently at work in the darkness of the earth, against a time when there shall be new lives, fresh blossoms, green fruit. Such is the growing edge. It is the extra breath from the exhausted lung, the one more thing to try when all else has failed, the upward reach of life when weariness closes in upon all endeavour. This is the basis of hope in moments of despair, the incentive to carry on when times are out of joint and men have lost their reason, the source of confidence when words crash and dreams whiten into ash. The birth of a child, life's most dramatic answer to death. This is the growing edge incarnate. Look well to the growing edge. Howard Thurman. All around us, worlds are dying and new worlds are being born. All around us, life is dying and life is being born. The fruit ripens on the tree. The roots are silently at work in the darkness of the earth against a time when there shall be new lives, fresh blossoms, green fruit. Such is the growing edge. It is the extra breath from the exhausted lung, the one more thing to try when all else has failed, the upward reach of life when weariness closes in upon all endeavour. This is the basis of hope in moments of despair, the incentive to carry on when times are out of joint and men have lost their reason, the source of confidence when worlds crash and dreams whiten into ash. The birth of a child, life's most dramatic answer to death. This is the growing edge incarnate. Look well to the growing edge. Before you go, remember, sometimes the best thing we can do for ourselves is to step outside, take a deep breath, drop our shoulders and ask what our wildly wonderful God has to say, because that's where coming alive in our life and faith begins, and living wildly known follows. Until next time, my friends, stay wild.